All right, Algebra 2. I'm going to teach you what the discriminant is and what it can tell you about your answers and the graph. So here we have the quadratic formula. The b squared minus 4ac, the stuff under the radical, that is called the discriminant. It is just the b squared minus 4ac part of it. The discriminant will tell you the number and types of roots. Types of roots is code 4 if your graph crosses the x-axis. Because a while back we said that roots, zeros, solutions, and x-intercepts were all the same thing as far as Algebra 2 is concerned. Find the value of the discriminant and then describe the type of root. All right, so let's go label them. So a is 1, because a is always the number in front of x squared, and that's an implied 1 if there's nothing there. B is negative 5. You have to remember to take the sign with it. B is negative 5. And then C is 3. The discriminant, we're going to run the formula b squared minus 4ac. So I have negative 5 squared minus 4 times 1 times 3. I put that in my calculator and I got 13. So when it says, what is the discriminant? That is the number that you get. So 13 is a discriminant. So for the solutions, 13 is a positive number. And anytime you get a positive number, you will get two real solutions. What does that mean on a graph? Well, that means that my graph will probably look something like this. So if I have two real solutions, I know that my graph will cross the x-axis 2 times. Graph cross x-axis twice. I don't know where it crosses, and I don't know if it's at like an integer of 4 or if it's at like radical 13 or radical 17 or something, but I do know that it crosses the graph twice. That's what the discriminant will tell you. So that's going to help us in our upcoming graphing section. All right, so next one. So A is 2. There's an invisible 1 in front of x, so B is 1, and C is 5. Find the discriminant. So we have B squared, so I have 1 squared, minus 4, A is 2, and C is 5. I ran that in my calculator, and I got negative 39. Negative 39 is the discriminant. What you need to focus on is that that is a negative number. If that is a negative number, you get two complex solutions. And that means that my graph probably looks something like this. Hold on. That my vertex is above the x-axis, and so that means that my graph does not cross the x-axis. So anytime your discriminant is a negative number, if on a test or a quiz it says what are the number and types of solutions you get, so you will get two solutions. but they are complex. Negative numbers, complex solutions. Last one. There's an invisible 1 in front of x squared. A is 1, B is 12, and C is 36. So the discriminant is b squared, so I have 12 squared minus 4 times 1 times 36. Put that in your calculator and you get 0. So 0 is the discriminant, and that tells you something. It tells you you get one real solution. If you are only getting one real solution, your graph probably comes down, touches the x-axis, and turns and goes back up. So one solution means that it is just going to touch the x-axis. So my graph will touch the x-axis once. Do one of these. It says, solve using the quadratic formula, find the discriminant, and state the number of solutions. And I'm going to just do number 5, and you can check number 6 later on the notes to see if you did it right. All right, so A is 7, B is negative 11, and C is 5. I'm going to do the quadratic formula first. So x equals negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. All right, so now we need to do direct substitution. B is negative 11, so you take that and you change the sign, so I have positive 11 plus or minus negative 11 squared minus 4 times 7 times 5 all over 2 times 7. I put that in my calculator, parentheses, negative 11 squared minus 4 times 7 times 5, and I got negative 19, and that's all over 14. I have a negative under the radical, so anytime you have a negative under the radical, we need to switch that to I. So I have 11 plus or minus I radical 19 all over 14. When it says solve, that is the solve part of it. That's the solution. If the same problem says, what is the discriminant? So that was the b squared minus 4ac. That's the part under the radical, and we've already done that. That is where we got negative 19 from. And how many solutions will we have? We will have 2 complex solutions. To help you better understand, in class, we're going to flip over to Desmos graphing, and we're going to graph it. If you are absent, please go to Desmos graphing and plug that equation in, and that'll help explain why you get 2 complex solutions, because your graph should be above the x-axis. So I have a y-intercept of 5. That 7 makes it really skinny, and I'm guessing it's going to look something like that. See you in class.